2 minutes, 4 seconds. Standing by for SRB SEP confirmation.
There we go. Roger on the SEP, Columbia.
Mark, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Confirm solid rocket booster SEP.
That means those two rockets on either side of the main fuel tank have separated from the spacecraft right on schedule.
2 minutes, 30 seconds. On-board guidance is converging its program. Columbia is now steering for its precise window in space for main engine
It's about 30 miles up in the air now, about 23 miles out over the Atlantic, and it is now traveling.
Altitude 42 nautical miles
The solid rocket boosters have separated from the spacecraft right on target. It's about 30 miles in the air. It's about 23 miles downrange, and the space shuttle is now traveling at about 3,500 miles an hour after a stunning launch.
3 minutes. Young and Crippen really moving out now. Velocity now reading 6,200 feet per second.
Everything going
Mark, 3
perfectly.
minutes, 15 seconds. Columbia now 51 nautical miles in altitude, 66 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 6,500 feet per second.
It's being powered now by the liquid oxygen and
3 minutes,
hydrogen
30
in the external
seconds.
tank.
Columbia now 55 nautical miles in altitude, 78 nautical miles
And it's
downrange.
burning that up at a very rapid rate because it's going to be through with that in about another 5 minutes, right?
Mark, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Standing by for a return status check and mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson. Columbia given a green to continue.
For those of us...
3 minutes, 55 seconds. Standing by for a press to MECO, which says Columbia should lose one engine.
Columbia, stand by. Press to MECO.
Columbia continues flying forward, coming up on negative return.
For MECO.
That was a little early. That indicates above normal engine performance. They're getting all the boost they need.
Mark, 4 minutes, 8.
Well, they're doing MECO as a main engine cutoff is what they're talking about.
That's right. That's right.
Negative return.
Okay, negative return means they can
Mark, 4 minutes,
no
25.
longer come back and abort
5 seconds
land
with
at Cape Kennedy.
So if something
Well, that call
happened, the
up
next
from
thing would be Rota in Spain.
And it would have to
Capcom,
take two
Brandon
engines to get
Columbia
them
now
in that
committed to
situation.
space travel. Young and Crippen can no longer turn around and return to the launch site.
Columbia, Houston, we're showing both ohms PC transducers off scale high.
Mark, 4 minutes, 45 seconds. The flash evaporator is activated on board to cool Columbia.
There's an enormous amount of heat generated there, and they've got an evaporator system that is working now, and later they'll shoot the heat out into space, and we'll talk about that later on.
Second stage
Why are
is
the
now being taken out of the
transducers off-scale
trajectory of the
high?
program.
I believe I heard
Columbia
John
now
say in the
74
cabin that they were
nautical
off scale low, which indicates it's probably a sensor problem due to that launch vibration. Those are the fuel tank pressures for the
Mark,
orbital
5 minutes,
maneuvering
15
engines
seconds.
that they'll use
Columbia now
after
75
cutoff.
nautical miles in altitude, 202 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 11,000 feet per second. A status check and mission control by Flight Director Neil Hutchinson.
Columbia, Houston, your go at 5:30. MECO, 8+34.
Right on.
Mark, 5 minutes, 40 seconds. That call up from Capcom Brandon Stein says that Columbia's trajectory, navigation, and engine performance look good.
Columbia, reading you loud and clear.
Okay, you're clear, a little weak. Mark, 5 minutes, 55
And
seconds.
Columbia, we just switched over Bermuda. Boys should be getting better here in a second.
Okay, that's good. 6
That's-
minutes. Columbia now 76 nautical miles in altitude, 280 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 13,000 feet per second.
And you'll be able to hear their voices from Bermuda before long from the tracking station there.
Columbia, Houston, could we have the cryo heaters, please? And Columbia, your single engine rota.
Mark,
That means
6
now they
minutes,
can lose
25
two
seconds.
engines and still land at
That call
rota.
up from Capcom Brandon Stein says
But
that
all
if
three are
two-engine
still running.
failure occurred, Columbia is capable of an emergency landing at Rota Naval Air Station, Spain. Mark, 6 minutes, 40 seconds. Columbia pitching over now, diving to increase velocity, decrease altitude, giving Columbia her most favorable attitude. Columbia now 72 nautical miles in altitude, 373 nautical miles downrange. Velocity now reading 16,400 feet.
but there's no aim. Go get him, Blue.
You taping, Dad?
There will be somebody in the area to help you in case that you're having difficulty finding the place. If by chance that we are having some trouble, we're going to have an overflow area over toward the police station. I don't think it'll be necessary, but it might. Another thing is we are now ready to clear and secure the bike area, so all boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, or whatever that is not a participant, now is your time to say goodbye. Please. Not forever. Just for a little while.
See what his time is. Put it on the recorder here. Bunch of ants from here.
fire.